Well, right now, Governor Ron DeSantis is about to wrap up his historic trade and travel mission in Israel. Local 10 News reporter Glenna Milberg is the only South Florida reporter traveling with the governor, and she joins us live this midday with what's on the agenda for today. Glenna.
Midday for you. Here it is just after 7 o'clock. It's dinner time. You can tell a lot of the restaurants are open. Packed day for the governor and the Florida delegation today. Again, with a few surprises this morning was a roundtable on school security. Incredible insights I'll tell you about. And then later in the day, Governor Ron DeSantis met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for about an hour. That was really interesting because not only is the Prime Minister here really close with the Florida delegation, real connections there, he's facing election again. He's in some really messy politics of his own, so it's quite the backdrop for this visit. But let me take you first to some video from this morning when the Florida delegation and the cabinet, along with the governor, met with some Israeli police and Israeli defense people who were really giving them advice on how to be secure. National security for sure, school security, which is something in South Florida that is such in the mix right now, such a top-of-mind topic. And it was really interesting to hear what they talked about, not only physical security and building security, but behavioral awareness and social media. You know, here, a high-level former defense analyst told us social media is something that they are always asking to be more responsible and more regulated, because the American companies like Facebook and Twitter allow terrorists to actually access their own accounts and recruit terrorism. Really big deal here. Let me take you to the holy sites. Later in the day, Governor DeSantis and some of the delegation visited the holy sites at Old Jerusalem. Of course, this is the epicenter for all three major religions of the world, and he actually happened to be there for the Muslim call to prayer. He visited the Holy Sepulchre. He is a Roman Catholic. But he was with the rabbis, and so he visited the Western Wall, the Wailing Wall, as Jewish people call it, a very holy site. And Governor DeSantis actually tucked his own little prayer notes into the wall, as is a Jewish tradition. Listen to what he told me he said on those notes.
I actually did two notes. My note was a plea to spare Florida from hurricanes after having a couple active seasons. So that would be wonderful if we could get through this hurricane season. And then the other one was a young girl in the Panhandle who lost her house in Hurricane Michael, sent a letter through Jared Moskowitz to me, and then she had a note that asking me to put in the Western Wall. So I did not read it, you know, we respect her privacy, but I did put her note in the Western Wall after I put my own note in there.
So a little bit of Florida trivia. Then Governor Charlie Crist, who was visiting years ago when he was governor, also put a note in the wall. He said he prayed for a light hurricane season, or to keep Florida safe from hurricanes. And it actually worked for about a decade. So who knows? Let's see. I'm Glenna Milberg, live in Jerusalem this evening, this noon. Back to you.
We're going to hope that prayer comes true, Glenna.